Dear Class of 2020, what an extraordinary year this has been. You have handled the last several months of your senior year with such courage and grace. My best wishes to you, and do hope you will come back and visit us at Pingry many times.
I can say confidently that for the first time in my life, I would rather be in Hauser Auditorium than anywhere else in the world. Unfortunately, that is out of my control, so instead of addressing you one final time in a cap and gown from a podium, I'm sitting in a t-shirt, talking at my computer, in my living room, desperately in need of a haircut. Regardless, today is still a special day. It is still our graduation from the Pingry School, and it is still a time to celebrate together and reflect over these past 4 years. The class of 2020 will be remembered by Pingry in a unique way. Over the last months, we have been forced to live in a way that will shape our lives forever. Many of us, myself included, asked why now? Why our class? Why during our senior year? But I've always been of the mindset that everything happens for a reason. And I may not have realized it at first, but it is now clear to me why this pandemic occurred at the time that it did. Throughout the 4 years of high school, and even just 6 months as seniors, the ability of this class to rise to the occasion when faced with challenges is truly remarkable. Allow me to give you a few examples. We saw it in the fall. The boys soccer team took on the #1 team in the state, a forever rival of the Pingry School. I won't even bother mentioning the name. We were underdogs, and we faced demons of the past. Yet, fueled by a crowded fan section and a determined group of leaders, we prevailed. We saw it in the winter as well. After months and months of practice leading up to the musical, the cast and crew was crippled by the flu on opening night. Despite this, we still put on 3 awe-inspiring shows where audience members remained unaware of the churning stomachs. And of course, it happened in the spring. We waited 3.5 years for a senior spring, including a prom, a boat ride, and of course, a graduation. Although we haven't reached the end of this obstacle, it is abundantly clear that this class will come through stronger and more equipped for the future than perhaps any others. Past grades may have been remembered for their academic achievement, their athletic prowess, their artistic ability. And while we certainly possess those, our class will be remembered for its resilience, its ability to come together when times are tough and shape better versions of ourselves and better versions of our communities. Our external achievements thus far in our lives prove that we will meet goals in the future, but the strength of character in this class will allow us to exceed expectations for years to come. I cannot tell you what it has meant to be your class president over the last 4 years. Your passion for bettering our community and our world has inspired me at every turn. I cannot wait to see what each and every one of you do in this world. I'll leave you with this final thought. We have been thrust into circumstances beyond our control. But people are not judged by their ability to avoid adversity. Instead, they are judged by how they react when it inevitably arrives. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2020.
Hooray! It's June 7th. It's the big day that this has all been leading up to, so congratulations to you all. It's a bit of an unusual way of doing commencement, but I'm so glad to be part of this special day. And as my middle school history teacher said, may you live in interesting times. Of course, in these uncertain times, there are a lot of questions in the world around us. Each member of the class of 2020 has met some difficult ones at one point or another during these past few years, and especially in these past few months. We might ask ourselves, who do I go to for help? When will things finally become normal again? What day of the week is it? We are unlike any other class in recent memory, because we came of age in a world that was mired in uncertainty, and as a consequence of that, we have learned empathy and confidence like nobody else. We were freshmen during one of the most bitter elections in American history, but while the country was becoming more and more divided, we welcomed over 40 people into our class with their unique ideas and experiences. Burke and I were among those people, and we're so grateful to have been a part of your lives and to be part of the Pingry community. And now, as we prepare to graduate from high school, we're caught in the middle of a once-in-a-century pandemic. Yet instead of moping about, we continue to check in on each other. We laugh with each other, and we extend the very best of our community far beyond campus. Our upbringing has taught us to approach life with a warm sense of kindness and youthful optimism, the kinds that can make a grade cheer each other on when we post rejection letters to the rejection tree, or use a class email chain to find and set up a shrine to a missing Gatorade bottle. We gave ourselves up to the greater powers that play around us because we had confidence in our strength and sense of community. We took on formidable rivals on the field and won. We put on plays despite the Pingry plague, and we took risks, and as a result, we were heartily rewarded. We know that life is not to be lived while glued to a comfy chair. People often say that God writes straight with crooked lines. And when we ran against the current and embraced the fruitful uncertainty in our lives, we ended up in the brilliant light of wondrous new places and ideas. And in doing so, we formed lasting memories. Even though our world is so focused on finality and fixed tracks, we turned out just fine because we went through everything together and we saw and were inspired by the brightness in each other's eyes. History chose the class of 2020 to harden, because when the world finally regains its balance, there will be a new order that demands empathy, resilience, and bravery. It will need adaptable and flexible people who can switch from classrooms to Google Meet at the drop of a hat. And it will need inspired poets and journalists, gifted athletes and actors, brilliant scientists, and many others, the likes of whom can be found in the class of 2020. We pray and mourn for those who have been affected by the pandemic. And when our strange spring break finally comes to an end, we will be in a new chapter of our lives, in new places which we might not recognize. And, like an immigrant, we will dive in, for we will have nothing to lose. We will be ready, because we have traveled the turbulent first 2 decades of the new millennium together. We will go forth and set the world on fire, because we are the class of 2020, and because boldly confronting uncertainty is what we've always known, and what we have always done best. This too shall pass, and we will be the first to see the sunlight when the clouds finally part. And on the other side, there will be a new world awaiting us. We will be once again acquainted with all the things we took for granted. And in this new world, that which was lost will be redeemed in amazing and surprising ways. And although it might seem difficult to look towards the days and weeks ahead with optimism, there will be a day in the very near future when we will be able to be with each other again and celebrate each other's with hugs and smiles like we used to. But until that day, we will do as we have always done and trust the process. Here's to Pingry, here's to the great class of 2020, and here's to the many more adventures to come. Congratulations, and have a beautiful summer. I love you all.
Several years ago, when I lived in California, I had the opportunity to work with a theater director at a school where I was a principal. And it was a great opportunity to work with somebody who was really talented and who really understood students. And one of his mantras was, "Go big." And he used to always say that to students as they prepared to enter the stage for a performance. And even in rehearsals, he would constantly say, "Go big, go big." And what did he mean by that? He meant show up. Like, have your voice be heard, have your presence be felt in the audience, bring your full self in front of a group. And I thought that those were great words as I was thinking about you, class of 2020, as you're getting ready to graduate. And I thought, go big and take what Pingry gave you and go big out into the world. Number one, take the honor code with you. Use it as an ethical framework to inform decision making. Number two, bring your voice into the classroom. Go big in the classroom with your teachers in college and fellow peers. Your voice is important. It matters. You've built great relationships with teachers at Pingry. You know what it means to show up in a classroom. Number three, go big in community. Be a leader. Be a community leader. Get involved in student government. Play a sport. Get involved in theater. Write for the newspaper. Whatever it is, but make sure your voice is heard in community because you matter and your voice matters. And you've shown us that during your time at Pingry. And you know, it's been great and inspiring to see what you've done this spring as you've had to encounter an unusual, unprecedented circumstance with remote learning. But you've been incredible and you've shown up and you've gone big and you've set a great example for everybody in the Pingry community. And I just want to say on behalf of the school, congratulations, we wish you well, and go big into the world.
Pingry class of 2020. Your class is truly unique. Nicholas Taleb, who developed the theory of the black swan, said, "A black swan is an event with the following three attributes. First, it is an outlier as it lies outside the realm of regular expectations, because nothing in the past can convincingly point to its possibility. Second, it carries an extreme impact. Third, in spite of its outlier status, human nature makes us concoct explanations for its occurrence after the fact, making it explainable and predictable. I would say the current pandemic easily qualifies on all three accounts. Over the last 3 months, you have undoubtedly reflected on how your senior spring was unfolding in a very different way than anticipated, and I'm truly sorry for that. But I would like to concentrate not on what you missed, but on what you gained. You, in fact, have boldly gone where no Pingry class has gone before. You are the class that has pioneered remote learning, remote friendships, and now remote graduation. Recognize that you have gained great wisdom in coming to respect just how suddenly and unpredictably your world can change, and that you must always be prepared to meet that challenge. Take pride that you did, in fact, successfully adjust to this new reality. Adaptability, resilience, fortitude, these are all crucial success factors as you go forward in life, and you have developed these skills all spring. You have come to appreciate many simple pleasures previously taken for granted, such as seeing your friends every day, meeting with a teacher, or participating in favorite extracurriculars. Hopefully, you've been able to spend some more time with your families and deepen those bonds as you prepare for life apart at college. Welcome, class of 2020. You now join the 158 classes of students before you as graduates of the Pingry School, but your class is unique.
There are 2 senior awards that are not presented at the awards assembly, but are instead saved for commencement. The recipients of the awards, the Magistri Laudandi Award and the Class of 1902 emblem, are nominated and selected by their classmates and the faculty. Simply to be nominated for one of these awards is a significant honor at Pingry. The Magistri Laudandi Award. In every class, there's one student who graciously gives of him or herself to help the school and fellow students, who demonstrates a personal integrity and generosity that inspires the best in others. This person's own achievements are many, yet his or her sense of purpose is to the greater good. While others may be identified as the student most likely to succeed, this person is prized for the student who helps all succeed. Let us first recognize the nominees. Please stand as I read your name and remain standing. Stuart Clark, Hannah Dillon, Corby Ellison, Eve Gilbert, Brian Lee, Olivia Nugent, James Pagano, Lance Perlow, Joshua Thal, Sydney Tyndall, and Alexandra Weber. And the recipient of the Magistri Laudandi Award is James Pagano. The Class of 1902 emblem is awarded to that member of the graduating class who, while in the Pingry School by the efficiency and the amount of service and by loyalty of attitude, has done the most for the school, and who has been judged therefore by school fellows and faculty to have shown of them all the greatest amount of school spirit. We will first honor this year's nominees: Gabrielle Billington, James Cummings, Hannah Dillon, Corby Ellison, Brian Lee, Olivia Nugent, James Pagano, Joshua Thal, James Wong, Alexandra Weber, and Samuel Williams. And the recipient of the Class of 1902 emblem is Alexandra Weber.
Remember your first time together as a class 4 years ago?
It was a hot August morning. You were all assembled in Bristol Gym.
About to leave for your peer group retreat at Camp Loem.
You were asked to line up in alphabetical order, the first, and yes, at some point, the last thing you'll do together as a class.
Remember all those SAC assemblies, including the one Miss Chatterjee had to pull the plug on?
Remember the awesome party you had the last morning before winter break?
Tug of war against the underclassmen.
The class-wide email chain about the missing Gatorade bottle?
Bonding by the lake during the senior retreat?
Filling the stands for Big Blue Basketball Bash.
Remember your freshman year when you were too shy to say anything advisory? Too timid to approach a teacher for help?
Now, advisory is your time to share, to speak your mind.
And your teachers aren't just your teachers.
We're your friends.
And you were ours.
Hold on to all these memories. No one could have predicted that your senior year would close this way.
Our hearts are breaking over the sheer unfairness, the disappointment you must feel. Our hearts are breaking for you.
You don't deserve an ending like this to such a remarkable, memorable 4 years.
It's okay to let yourself feel disappointed. But know this. No global pandemic will erase your achievements, your wins on the playing field, your musical performances, your works of art, your works on stage, your work.
This is your year, Pingry Class of 2020. Your moment, your graduation. Take it back.
Take it back.
Take it back.
Take it back.
Remind the world that this is your time to shine. Because it is.
And we are here to lift you up.
As we always have been.
Since your freshman year, you have amazed us with your enthusiasm, your grit, your resilience, as you do now.
And we have no doubt, whatever your journey after Pingry, you will continue to amaze us.
Take that, coronavirus.
You can have our graduation, our in-person, end-of-year traditions. For now.
But the spirit of the class of 2020 is not up for grabs.
We can't wait to see what paths you take, what challenges you conquer, what joys you experience, and what lives you touch.
Because we are certain you will touch many.
As you have touched ours.
But right now, take comfort in knowing that it's not about the ending.
It never is.
Yours, Pingry Class of 2020, has been a remarkable one.
And remember, it's just the beginning. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.